Hey you guys, I'm down here in my office and I was just going over my schedule. Some days just so overwhelming. There's just so much that I have to do. I have to create a content, I have to take some classes, I have to be on the call with clients. Look at my schedule. It's crazy, right? But I decided to revamp my schedule. So it's a lot easier for me to follow. It's not overwhelming. And I just have to tell myself, if as long as I could do 12 things a day before I go to bed, so the time that I wake up to the time that I go to bed, 12 things. And that's really easy to do because you know why? If you were to spend 1 hour on one thing, you already have a 12 hours already. By the time you get up from like 4 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon is 12 hours. And then if you don't go to bed until about 10, that's extra. How many hours that you have to add?
Plus 120,000 equals to
So 6 hours, right? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 12 plus 6, 18 hours. And you only have to do 12 things before you go to bed. And if you were to spend an hour on each thing, that's a piece of cake. So I decided, how should I revamp my schedule? So daily things, and this is silly, but not to me, it just makes sense. So here's a full schedule, right? Versus it's like 12 things that I want to do every day, the time that I get up till I go to bed at night. So I just put down things I have to do every day before I go to bed, just 1 hour at a time. Some things it's only half hour, but basically just to go with the flow of like 1 hour increments. So I start with time with God, to know Him, to have a relationship with Him, for my spiritual wellness, and ask God to intervene in everything that I do. Because I only want to do His plan, not my plan. My plan is I want everything done just overnight. But to trust Him and asking for Him to intervene, Him to guide me and direct me, I have to spend at least an hour. This does not mean like you have to read scriptures, you have to kneel down and pray and all that. But it's just spending a relationship, reading like devotionals, doing different things to spend an hour. And also I include my husband. I invited my husband because we are so busy doing things for business, paying for business expenses and things like that. But yet we won't even take an hour a day, just usually like 1 hour every Sunday. And then just saying prayers, meal times. And I do talk to him all the time and saying thank you for everything that I have. Like I'm driving a warm car in a cold winter day, and I'm grateful for driving heated car. So I talk to him things like that all the time, 24/7. And people think that I'm crazy because I talk to myself, talk to God. But to spend 1 hour with Him to have that spiritual wellness. Physical exercise for my mind and my physical body wellness, my mental health and my physical body wellness. 3, record video contents for option trading. And, I have to be specific, like I have to do a YouTube channel. Anything over a minute or so, it's got to be horizontal. Anything less for wheels, it's like 10 seconds. I have to be specific. But if I spend like even a half hour and 1 hour, and I would have a plenty of contents ahead of time. Daily contents for 10 seconds. Again, that goes along with that. I don't spend an hour doing 10-second contents. That just kind of goes with number 3 there. And this is not necessarily in order, But I much rather read this schedule than this schedule. This is like overwhelming. This is the schedule that I try to follow and everything, but it's just crazy. And then I spend 1 hour a day just, trading. And usually I only do it once a week, but then daily I just study to see how I could better keeping up with the current market is just so going crazy, up and downs, right? So I do that half hour to an hour. And then I spend like an hour cooking, preparing for meals. So breakfast time, it takes like 15 minutes to prepare and then eat. By the time we, I would say like half hour. So, and then lunch, usually I do the leftovers, and then dinner I cook. So good 45 minutes to an hour for a whole day for me to cook meals. And then another hour, I'm going to spending time on music, meaning listen to worship songs, maybe play my violin again. I used to play violin in junior high and high school, or practice my piano. I don't play piano as well as a violin, but I know the basics, so I could practice to be a better piano player, or I could sing along with the songs that I like to sing. So I didn't have that in my schedule, and I didn't have a 1 hour getting to know God in this schedule either. Yet when I was revamping it, I was able to find the time, and it's just so less time. And then 1 hour giving my time to my family, my husband or my son. It could be half hour or as needed basis. But, it could be more than 1 hour a day because I have 18 hours, right? So just in general, if I have to make the time to give them time instead of just spending 3-4 hours for the business. And then again, I'm going to be working on my business, building my brand or writing something about the business, has, anything that business related that I'm going to write or create or do whatever. And then I usually have a classes Tuesday evening, and then Tuesday during the day, 1 hour for master class. And then Thursday, I also have a master class that I take. And then an hour a day as needed basis, client calls. So in here, I have time for cleaning even, like cleaning the house. So like I could spend an hour maybe mopping the floors, all the floors, or do all the dusting. That's just with like a duster. And then just once a month, I do a deep cleaning. Or some days I just, scrub all the toilets, clean the bathrooms. And so, it's a balanced schedule, and I'm not overwhelmed. And besides, I have 6 hours of free time where I could go for a walk, spend the time with the dog, or just, time for me. Just do whatever I want to do. So I love it. I never thought about revamping my schedule, but as I was revamping my business, and I said, hey, why not? Why not revamping my schedule to the point where I feel like it's an achievable goal daily. So I decided to, revamp my business when January came, next year. But for me to get there and already have that implemented, why not start now? Writing it out and start doing this. So when January next year comes, I already have it. It's in my routine and good to go. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share. So if you have a busy schedule like me, it's overwhelming to even, this is written in small writings too, because there's so much of it. But you notice I made this into really big and just very simple. It's almost like, checking off your things that you got to do daily. But Again, some days things come up and you may not have time to do all of them. But, even if like you do 6 or 7 or 8, it's good. Even if you get 6 things done out of the 12 things that I have written down, that's still 50%. That's really good. But whole point of this video is that it's okay to not accomplish everything. And you should revamp your schedule to the point where it's like you look at it and it's like it's not so overwhelming versus reading this schedule. Just to look at it, it's like, oh, I think I could do this easily. So anyway, I do have a mentoring class, mentoring sessions that I do teach to my clients when it comes to making money with option trading, stock options, or buying and selling stocks, or just mentoring for anything in life. How to revamp your business, revamp your schedule, how to live your daily schedule to achieve your dream life. You have to do it every day. If you don't do it, then you're never going to achieve your dream life. You'll never be able to create it. Just going to work and coming home and rest, take it easy, and then next day do that again. That's what I did for 33 years. Loved my job. And I would go to work and then come home and busy making meals for the kids and then do that again all over. And knowing that that wasn't my dream life. I had a dream job because I loved what I was doing. But financially, it wasn't my dream financial job. And so I had to replace my income. I have to upgrade my income. And you can do that on somebody else's watch. So in other words, like if I want to increase my income, I can't tell my boss and say, oh, by the way, I'm a good employee and I deserve a bonus. And so could you give that to me? Or I'm doing 2 or 3 people's, job. Can I get paid extra? Or someone called in sick and I have to do their job. And can I get paid for their wages? No. I can't ask and they won't pay you that kind of money. But as an entrepreneur, you can do that. And when I do my option trading, I could control as to how little or how much that I could take or make by keeping an eye on my max profit and max losses. So if you want to know how to triple your income and take your income to the next level, or perhaps you may need to stay at work for the corporate world because you need to stay there for insurance purposes. If you don't have to have an insurance and you're just working there, you may want to look into something like what I do, option trading, buying or selling stocks, just on the side. I started out with as a hobby. And then it was intriguing and it was amazing. It was surprising for me. So I decided to do a part-time basis. And then I like it so much that I just do it full-time. But full-time just means I set up my trades like once a week. So I guess you could consider it as a part-time then. But, and then I do my daily journal. It takes only about 2-3 minutes to do that. So yeah, it really is a part-time, but I don't know. I just like to really, really do little work and make much more money. Before I worked so much and made so little. And I decided to upgrade my income and elevate my income. And only way to do that is having my own business, becoming an entrepreneur, not working under somebody else's watch. I just wanted to share that. I hope that you'll think about it as holidays come up. You need some extra money for holiday, Christmas, because I know it's really, really tough these days with the inflation's sky high, gas prices just so high that you can't even really afford to drive your car. Even though you have a car, you can only afford to fill up half a tank at a time instead of full full tank of gas at a time. So if you're interested, you may want to maybe book a call or maybe join my webinar. Just DM me and I will send you the link for the webinar that I have. And we could go from there. I'll see you on my next video.